All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Errol Spence Jr. says that he believes that he could beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. in his prime, and Mikey Garcia responds to that. Very interesting response from Mikey Garcia that we will talk about in this video. All right, welcome back. Let's talk about the welterweight division. You guys familiar with the channel knows that the welterweight division is my favorite division. It is one of the deepest in all of boxing, if not the deepest in the sport of boxing. And two of the major participants in the welterweight division are Errol Spence Jr. and Mikey Garcia. One of the greatest fighters, the best fighter to fight this century, one of the best fighters to ever fight, I think it's fair to say one of them, is Floyd Mayweather Jr. So there was an interview that Errol Spence Jr. had on a podcast with Matt Barnes, a former NBA player, used to play for the LA Lakers, and Steven Jackson had played for San Antonio, bunch of different teams, Indiana, excellent basketball players, and now have a podcast. They asked Errol Spence Jr., the WBC and the IBF welterweight champion, how he believed that Errol Spence Jr., would fare against Floyd Mayweather Jr. And Errol Spence Jr.'s answer was that he would beat him. Specifically, what he said was that he would break him down to the body. He would break it. He would have to physically break him down, go to the body, and then go from the body to the head. And because people, if you go for the head, you won't be able to hit him. But if you break him down to the body, eventually, physically, you can break him down, because Floyd Mayweather Jr. is not the type of fighter where you're going to be able to mentally break him down. But that's how he feels what he would be able to do in the fight. Now, I think that is a reasonable thing it's reasonable to expect Errol Spence Jr. to say that, because what is he supposed to say? No, I wouldn't stand a chance, give some false humility or something like that. It's just not the way the guy's wired. It's not the way he should be wired. It's not the way Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s wired. And since Floyd Mayweather Jr. is one of the best fighters ever, and he's not wired that way, you can't even get Floyd Mayweather Jr. to tell him that a heavyweight can beat him. So he's definitely not going to say some welterweight can. So what's the problem with Errol Spence Jr. saying the same thing? I think nothing. But Mikey Garcia gives his take on the matter, and Mikey Garcia's take was that he believed not only that Floyd Mayweather Jr. could beat Errol Spence Jr. If they fought in their primes, he also believes that Floyd Mayweather Jr. could beat Errol Spence right now if he came out of retirement, because he's just too good of a fighter to lose to. I suspect he would say to anybody in the welterweight division, but specifically to Floyd Mayweather Jr. To Errol Spence Jr. So look, this is my take on Mikey saying that. I don't think Mikey's being a hater because Mikey got beat by Errol Spence Jr. I think there's a lot of people that would say that if you asked them. I've seen it in my comment sections. I just think that Mikey's being a little sentimental. And by sentimental, I mean, just how you sit back sometimes and you may be daydreaming about high school and, the girl you dated in high school and what a great relationship you had and what a shame it was that it went south. Those type of daydreaming, sentimental visits, sentimental visits to the past, right? That get you all warm and fuzzy. How great it was to be playing on the park, how you were playing in the park with your friends. And you forget that, it wasn't quite exactly like that. But anyway, you got a warm, fuzzy feeling for the past. That's what I think Mikey Garcia is being right now, relative to Floyd Mayweather Jr. Now, if he had said that Floyd Mayweather Jr. would have beaten Errol Spence Jr. when Floyd Mayweather Jr. was in his prime, and Errol Spence Jr. was the Errol Spence Jr. that fought him, then I would say, okay, yeah, all right, I can see your point, because it's very, very difficult to bet against Floyd Mayweather. A prime Floyd Mayweather Jr. is very difficult to bet against. It's just difficult. I don't care who he fights. There should be some amount of hesitancy in you saying who you think is going to win that fight. all the way up to a reasonable weight class, right? When I think up to 160 pounds. If there's somebody who's 154 pounds, I would say, okay, there's a chance that he has, I would lean towards Floyd at guys at 154 in his prime, right? In his prime. But to say that would be the case right now, no. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is 43 years old. Errol Spence Jr. is 29 years old, just about to turn 30 years old, I do believe. And at this point in time, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is going to lose to a Errol Spence Jr. Now, is a chance he wouldn't lose to, like a Luis Collazo. He might not lose. He might not lose to Keith Thurman. The outside chance he wouldn't lose to he could beat Adrian Bronner. I mean, I'm sure he could wake up tomorrow, get out of the bed and beat Adrian Bronner. There's guys that he can beat, but to assume that a guy that has not been in the ring and fought a competitive fight since 2015, I do believe it was 2015, since he has been in a ring in a legitimate fight. 2017 was the last time that he was in a fight. I do believe 2017 was when he fought Conor McGregor. And then after that, 2019, 2018, 2019 is when he fought that little Teshin Japanese guy. Come on, man, the dude he's not been in the ring since he beat in a real fight since Andre Berto. Yeah. It's just real hard for me to get my head around the possibility that he's going to be able to get out of that fight. And then just stylistically, the way that you just look at it stylistically, and you say, okay, well, who are the people that Floyd Mayweather Jr. historically has had problems with? He had problems with three guys, big problems with three guys. He had problems with Emmanuel Augustus early in his career. He had problems with Jose Luis Castillo. He had problems with Marcus Maidana. I guess, you could say he had some difficulty with Manny Pacquiao, but he really didn't. He kind of walked through that fight. I think that the Marcus Maidana fight was more difficult for him. But who are the guys that are going to cause him problems? It's guys that throw a lot, that are seriously volume punchers. And I haven't seen him. I've seen him in there with some southpaws. He didn't really have too much problem with Zab Judah. He kind of just walked through Zab Judah. So I don't think that Errol Spence Jr., the fact that Errol Spence Jr. Is a southpaw would cause a problem. But it's just, even when they were in there, even when Floyd's in his prime, a guy, if he moved up from the time that he was fighting Jose Luis Castillo and moved up to 147 pounds then, and he was fighting a 5'9", basically middleweight that can make 160 pounds, southpaw, very, very aggressive with very good technical skills. I mean, I don't think that exception of Manny Pacquiao, I don't know if Floyd Mayweather Jr. has ever beaten a fighter that could be considered better than Errol Spence Jr. I guess maybe, Oscar De La Hoya, but he's fighting a faded Oscar De La Hoya. I just don't see it, man. And then plus, if you're talking, and that's during the prime, but if you're talking now, dude, what you're talking about is how I have the saying that, a good big fighter beats a good little fighter. I assume that a great big fighter beats a great little fighter. In this case, I think what might apply is a great old fighter will lose to a great young fighter, and a great retired fighter who ain't been in the ring in 2 years is definitely going to lose to a great young fighter who has been very, very active and who has already beaten him up. Because Errol Spence Jr., and I saved this for the last portion of this video, has already beaten Errol Spence Jr. has already beaten Floyd Mayweather Jr. up. And Mikey Garcia saying that though, I mean, come on, Mikey. Mikey said he thought he saw something in Errol Spence. It's obvious Mikey Garcia is not necessarily the best judge of what Errol Spence Jr. brings. When he was fighting Errol Spence Jr., when he came into that fight with Errol Spence Jr., dude was real not disrespectful in the sense that he was ever rude, or saying anything that might really be considered foul. He was more disrespectful in the dude, are you tripping? Like, you're a 135 pounder, you're at 140 pounds, you're gonna jump up to 147 pounds and try to take out the top dog in the division because you see something? Well, obviously you didn't see anything except for that behind whooping that he handed you. And I suspect that Floyd Mayweather Jr. would be seeing the same thing that Mikey Garcia saw if he came out of retirement to fight that young man. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, we're out. Peace.